A society that lived in harmony with Mother Nature is facing a situation that threatens their very existence. The indigenous community of Sri Lanka, also known as Vedas, are facing restrictions imposed on entering their inherent abode, the forest. This leaves a question as to how this community will continue to exist. This is the first episode of a special segment that will seek to unravel the life story of the Vedas here in Sri Lanka.
How will the art of the bow and arrow pass down to the next generation of Vedas? The axe, considered a close friend by the indigenous community, what will it be used for? We cannot generalize the changes experienced by these people who consider the forest to be their god, trees their neighbors, who use the barks of trees as medicine, branches as clothes, consume the meat of animals, and live inside caves. The indigenous community of the country today is at the brink of destruction, with the changes that they have experienced to their lives, which were inextricably intertwined with the forest and the wild animals that lived in it. The leader of the Vedas, Indambana Mahiyanganaya, greeted us holding both our hands in a manner that is unique to their community. The Vedas, who are considered to be the oldest dwellers of the island, boasts of a rich history that spans over 37,000 years. They believe the tribesmen who lived in the country are their ancestors. Speaking on this community which is facing extinction, Professor N. Shanmugalingam expressed these views.
Our research into human civilization reveals that there are around 360 indigenous people and 70% of them live in Asian countries. The research also reveals that the indigenous community living in Sri Lanka is special. These historical notes must be protected. The research further reveals that there are attempts to mix these communities with others and destroy them. At present, we have all forsaken nature and adapted ourselves to a modern lifestyle. There are many lessons to learn from this community.
Vedas who sought shelter inside a cave now follow a different lifestyle, living inside clay houses with ceiling sheets above their heads. The axe, the bow and arrow, which was an integral part of their lives, were taken away and replaced by the mamati, and the practice of farming has now taken root in this society. The Dambana village of the indigenous community has become a major tourist attraction. The number of tourists who come to Dambana to meet the leader of the Vedas continues to increase. During the time the tourists spend in the company of the leader of the Vedas, they do not forget to inquire into the rich history of this vibrant community. However, the aspirations of the youth of the indigenous community, who seek opportunities to provide casual labor in various other parts of the country, may not be considered good and right before the eyes of their leader.